Wagwan, Wagwan, yo. Um, I just saw something because I was saying to myself that why the hell is Levante trending? And I just saw like on my phone feed that they were losing um 2-0 apparently. So that might be Copa del Rey. I don't know whether I think that might be Copa del Rey. Let's see what go on. Yeah, Copa del Rey. Okay, well it's two legs. Oh really? Oh, that's interesting. Okay, well so it's only the first leg. Interesting. So yeah, guys, what's up, guys? What's happening, man? Yo, Danny Zido. What's up? What's happening? So look, man, it's been a while since I've done a live. It's been a while since I've done a Q&A, and a lot of guys have been emailing me, asking me to answer questions. So I just thought that I'll just talk about a few things, some of the burning topics here and there. But this is really mainly where you guys can just comment and just ask whatever questions you want. So whatever questions you want, I will do this as a Q&A. If you want to support your boy, roll in there with a super chat. If you have a super chat, I will make sure to give you a blast, give you a shout out, and of course address your questions on super chats, which I can see a lot easier than the other ones. But yeah, man. So look, this is just I don't know how long I'll do this for, but yeah, we'll just keep going and just see what we can talk about, what we can really divulge into. Because I want to talk about Hudson-Odoi, I want to talk about Coutinho, um, just talk about the general things happening within the transfer windows. Let me even open up Twitter right and see what's happening. Because I think one of the big things I think is this whole Baswai thing. Um, there's so much because I saw Barca was trending. Um, so um, literally the first thing I see on Twitter right now, this is from Telegraph Football. Chelsea reject Barcelona bid for Willian. I mean, is there something critically wrong with this club? So Chelsea have a chance to swap Willian with Malcolm, and they're not taking it. What? I don't know. I need to put Twitter. What is wrong with this club? Like literally, what the hell is wrong with this club? I mean, who out there really thinks and believes that Willian is for anything? But look, we're going to talk about a lot of transfers here, but I'll just talk first about the whole Hudson-Odoi thing. And I don't want to just reiterate what I think about that is like, again, I'm a realist. I'm not a tribalistic dude. I'm only tribalistic when it comes to my country, which is Nigeria, of course. When it comes to football, especially club football, I'm not tribalistic. Yes, Chelsea is the team that I support, on a whole complex level. But I'm not tribalistic about those guys. I can still step back and be truthful. And for Hudson-Odoi, if it's between Bayern or Chelsea, you choose Bayern. If you're That's the key thing, and that's the key thing here. If you have belief in your ability, you have faith and believe in your ability, you go to Bayern. Because a lot of people say, okay, well, what about Mario Götze? What about when Mario Götze left? Thing about it was that remember Mario Götze was coming into a team that was still in their prime. Under Pep, but a lot of those players were still in their prime. They didn't need Mario Götze. Götze was just an addition to what was already a very good team with guys already like still towards their prime or near their prime. And this is a whole different situation. Several players are past their prime, and whereas they didn't need Mario Götze, Bayern actually need a Hudson-Odoi. They actually need them because this Bayern team is far worse and is struggling far more than that Bayern team prior to when Mario Götze joined. So the past experience of like, well, who has really succeeded at Bayern and everything, and using these past examples doesn't really hold sway. And my whole thing about it is that whenever people are doubting, you say, "Oh my gosh, Hudson-Odoi, are you sure you want to go? Look at what they do to these people." I'm like, no, 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 no. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Fortune favors the bold. Fortune favors the bold. So that's what I know. James, thanks, boy. I'm alive. I'm struggling. So I think for Chelsea, it's really bad. For Chelsea, it's really bad. You look like a bunch of punks. You look like a bunch of complete and utter punks, not being able to actually hold on to your dude. No, seriously, you're like a bunch of punks, because the scary thing is someone at Chelsea, no, no, that sorry, someone really feels that William and Pedro are actual like quality world class players. These dudes are not. You can't win a title with those dudes. Maybe you could have won it before. As a right now, you can't win a title with those dudes. Um, so I think beyond there, we're also hearing obviously Michi Bats why that Everton are looking to come in for Michi Bats why. And the thing about it is, again, for Bas, and I think I tweeted this out. So for Chelsea, because again, Morata, he's already out of the equation. So why wouldn't you bring in Batshuayi, who for me is a better striker than Giroud? But with regards to Batshuayi, Everton, I'd take that. I genuinely, because Everton are a good team. They play good football, and I believe that Batshuayi has a better chance in being more prolific for Everton than for Valencia. Valencia too defensive. I mean, they grossly underperformed in the Champions League, and they're just not a very exciting team. And I think that that's why flourishes much more in a team that makes runs, forward runs, throws men forward, and wants to score lots of goals. So if that's a realistic target, so a realistic offer, and your previous employers Chelsea are not really saying much, what the hey, what the flipping hey. So but yeah, man, this William thing, man, it's odd. It's definitely odd because I just don't like. For me, William is not really that dude. Again, I don't know what you guys think about William or anything. I just do not really believe that William is really that dude, a guy that can really be fully relevant these days, man. And I just think that for Malcolm, if it's between Malcolm, oh, wow. Oh no, no, I think I was just looking at the thing of Busquets pretty much play acting yet again. So look, man. So look, what do you guys say, man? Let me just see what you guys are rolling with, man. Chelsea. That's not coming on the field. Always sideways, stuff like that. Let's see what you guys are saying. So yeah, so James says Odoi is probably better off at Bayern. Potentially so, potentially so. I mean, very briefly again, and basically Hope meets Banter, it drops tomorrow. And I think you may have already heard me talk about this a bit on Talking Tactics. And I have a little debate and a back and forth with Coutinho. Because I think Liverpool fans have this fantasy that Coutinho was somehow this amazing world class player. Coutinho was never a world class player. That's just a fact. Coutinho, at best, he's a really good player. He's a really good player, but I don't understand this notion that the dude was ever world class. Like, I don't understand the notion. I don't even know. I don't know where that comes from. Like, and my whole thing is that when you look at Coutinho and at Barcelona, 150 million. If we're really that good, if you're really that good, you cannot come up with excuses as to why you failed. Sanchez never failed when he went to Barcelona. Ibrahimovic never failed when he went to Barcelona. Maybe they didn't do as well as you thought that they would, but when they went there, they still did good. Sanchez scored one of the best goals I've seen in a classical. That chip that he did, and Ibrahimovic. If you look at the numbers that he put up as for goal scoring, it was still good. So, and for me, Coutinho has grossly underperformed. So people just have to have an honest assessment to themselves to say to themselves that just how good is Coutinho really? How good is Coutinho? Is he really as good as what people think? I mean, you know, has he ever had an amazing season? Was he ever the linchpin of a team? During that whole thing when Liverpool almost won, it was all about Suarez. It was all about him. And then, but Coutinho, Sturridge, and all these guys, they just helped. They were great assistants to what the kind of Suarez was doing, but he was never really that good. So I don't. I don't see, maybe I just don't see um the stuff that Liverpool see in Coutinho. What Liverpool fans see in Coutinho, I don't see in him. You know, I don't see this guy who can come in and totally define your team and then take your team to the next level. And as I was having an argument with Carl Anka on my talking tacticals, Carl was saying, "Oh, Coutinho would work better for Brazil than Neymar." I was like, "Bro, come, are we not going that far to now put Coutinho anywhere near Neymar's level?" Because I've insulted Neymar, and my insult of Neymar is that I know at Neymar you can be the best player in the world. Because for me, I know that if you want to be, you put your head down and you really concentrate, you're better than Messi. You're better than Messi, you know? So, but again, it's like, Messi is the guy that shows that consistency. Or let's see what we you guys are on about, man. Um, yeah, we're talking about the William deal, man. Again, I personally want to know, um, first of all, how much did the Barcelona actually bid for William? Because I want to know what they actually rejected. Because if like they bid like 60, 70 million and they rejected that, someone at Chelsea needs to get a sack. So I just want to know about that. David De Nicola says, should Icardi leave? So yeah, I was hearing reports that apparently like Icardi, he's not really happy. Well, not really happy, but he's not going to sign a contract extension at Inter Milan. So, which is strange because I actually thought that Icardi was like going to pretty much commence, and I thought that he had already signed like a 5 or 6 year contract extension at Inter Milan. So really, for me? I think Icardi should leave. He's too good for Inter Milan. And for Icardi, he has to realize to himself, or maybe he doesn't. Two things: either he doesn't realize he can be one of the best strikers in the world. Maybe he doesn't realize that he's one of the top 5 strikers in the world, or maybe he just likes being in his own comfort zone. Because a lot of players are like that they know that they're very good in everything, but they prefer to be in their comfort zone and chill out zone rather than go and really test themselves and be in a team that appreciates their talent. So he should leave. 100% he should leave. Like if Icardi was to go to Real Madrid, that changes their fortunes. Real Madrid are still being handicapped by a brick. You know, they're still being dragged through the mud and the mire by a brick. As in, you put Icardi in the place of Benzema, okay, maybe you can get a winger who can cross him. But my gosh, look at the kind of crossing, the kind of passes that Vinicius Junior is bringing in. You put in an Icardi in a Real Madrid, it's pretty much almost totally changes that flipping team. You know, it's almost pretty much changes that flipping team. So, but it's all down to him. It's down to him, and it's down to his ambition and what he wants. But it comes across to me, which is why I was surprised that there are reports he didn't sign the contract extension. It comes across to me that this guy doesn't really want to take his football to the next level and doesn't really want to challenge himself. And for that, bro, I don't know what more I can say to you, man. Um, but again, just a quick assessment. So, how many of you still feel that Hazard isn't a top 3, top 4 player in terms of ability? I don't want to just hear and gauge your whole things because again, I'm all about truth. Sorry, the New Year's theme for me in 2019 is about truth. Okay, I'm not beating around on the bush. I'm not pushing around the beats. For me, all my whole thing, I'm on that whole truth pill. I'm on that whole truth pill, man. So that's what I'm on fully. Let me know what is your honest assessment of Hazard ability wise? Forget about stats, ability wise. So it does never deserve to be at a bigger club rather than a mediocre one like Wolves. As good as Ruben Neves is, and he's really good, I am not convinced that, oh my gosh, this guy needs to leave. This wasn't like Hazard at Lille or Neymar at Santos. or Cristiano when he was at Sporting Lisbon, where, oh no, this guy is just so much better than everyone else. And this is a talent that just stands out. Because when they saw Cristiano at Sporting Lisbon, I was like, no, 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 no. This dude is a special dude and is completely separate from the rest of the team. I don't see that in Ruben Neves. And even watching Wolves, does Ruben Neves really stand out? He's one of Wolves' best players. But does he stand out by this is just the one individual that just sets the whole thing? I don't think he completely stands out as the main dude. So if I'm Ruben Neves, by you playing for what I think is a very good Wolves team, and by your performances for Wolves has made you in the national team, why would you want to mess with that? Why mess with that? Like there's no point in messing with that. So for me, I think that if it's not broke, don't fix it. Don't mess things that are still low looking good. Don't mess things that are still looking good. So man, remember guys, man, if you want a question desperately read out and a shout out, and there's a question that you want me to address fully, so I don't miss it, use the super chats. So if there is a question that you specifically want me to address in this thing, use a super chat, or just give your boy super chats to donate, man. Help the brother out. Help the brother out. Seems a break. Well, I don't know. Coutinho is garbage thing, man. So yeah, let's Koulibaly. So where do we think Koulibaly is going? I'm saying a lot of people talk about Koulibaly right now. I do feel that it is time for Koulibaly to leave Napoli. I mean, you've seen Higuain leave, you've seen Jorginho leave, you've seen your man Sarri leave. Um, Hamsik, he's going to be retiring soon. And again, similar to the whole Ikari thing, Koulibaly, you're one of the best defenders in the world. And if you're one of the best defenders in the world, this isn't the team for you. So if I was Man United, see, Real Madrid don't need a Koulibaly. Real Madrid, they need a striker, a winger, and I do believe a difference manager. Defense is not really their issue. People, I see, that's the whole thing. It's the tactics they're having to be employed and the situation that they're in. Individually, in isolation, Varane and Sergio Ramos are tier one, tier two defenders. But if you're in a situation where you are having to do a lot of defending and you're very much exposed and the team is very attacking, it's going to be tough for any the defender in the world. But your boy Koulibaly, Khalidou, Lidu, if that's your real name, and Senegal, who and look, this is just me. I respect Salah. Relax, Salah. I respect the dude. I still believe Koulibaly is the best African player in the world. That's just me. It's not hitting on Salah. I love Salah. I love all of my Egyptian brothers and everything, but that's just Double H's view that I feel Koulibaly is the best African player in the world. Um, he needs to leave Napoli. He needs to leave Napoli. And if Man United is an actual viable offer that they're presenting to him, it is risky because United are a club where, okay, is Solskjaer really the big deal? There's a huge game on Sunday that's going to really prove to us whether he's really that guy. I'd say yeah. You see, if this was under Mourinho, but with Solskjaer and everything, and I think defensively, United need a quality defender. I say yeah. And if you have like a Senegal Ivorian central defense in Baye and Koulibaly, man, um, that's a pretty staunch defense. That's a pretty staunch defense. But I think for Koulibaly, I just think that it is like for Napoli, like what are they really going to do? Like if you're a tier one defender, you're regarded as one of the best defenders in the world, should you really be playing for Napoli? And again, it's no offense to Napoli. It's being real. It's been for real. Napoli are not a tier one team. Napoli are perhaps a tier two team. Koulibaly going to be playing for a tier one team because Koulibaly walks into any club in the world. And that's the key thing. He walks into any club in the world because he is just that elite as a defender. So for me, if it's United, I'll say, you know what, right man, right to United, why not? Um, So she, why do you take Liverpool fanboys so seriously? I don't actually. I find Liverpool fanboys extremely hilarious. I find them extremely hilarious, man. So yeah, so you guys are saying 50 mil for William. You see, for me, I wouldn't reject that outright. I'll say 65 is yours. 65 right now, boom, is yours. I just tell those guys that if you give me 65 for that dude, he is fully yours, and we can just square away. 65 for William is cool. See, 50. See, that's, you can, now you're being insulting. Because yes, William is already that dude and everything, but come on, you're because he's still a good player, and I think 50. Come on, man. That's been slightly insulting. 60, let's talk. 60, let's talk. Okay, no. You see now, see, this is where it gets crazy. See, if you say 50 for William, I'll say 65, it's yours. 50 plus Malcolm. Already from what I've seen of Malcolm, I feel like he can do more than William. So first of all, I believe that Malcolm is younger than William. Malcolm has a greater upside. So that's there. I believe that he would be an upgrade on William. And he has a greater upside so he can improve. William is 30. He's improving. He's done. He's not going to learn anything new. There's still no time for Malcolm to grow. And you've got 50 mil. And that 50 mil can help to fund for a striker or another wide man, or a that 50 mil bringing a better left back. Bringing a better left back, because Alonso is now a brick. Alonso is now officially a flung brick. So 50 mil for William here. Sorry, 50 mil plus Malcolm. That's it. That is a damn good deal. Like, how Chelsea can reject us, I have no idea. Wow, Hazard top 10. My God, man. You guys are harsh, man. So yeah, what's this whole Dennis Suarez thing? I think I've seen bits of him. I think I saw little bits of him coming from Barcelona and everything. I think about the Dennis Suarez, because remember, the majority of guys who've come from La Liga and have come into Barcelona have actually done pretty well. A lot of guys who they've actually come in and they've actually done pretty well. They've actually done pretty well. Normally, guys who come from Spain. But my whole thing about this is that for Emery, that's the wrong player. That's the wrong area that's your strength that they're strengthening. You need to strengthen your defense. So Arsenal fans should actually jump up and down for a Dennis Suarez. Like, no, you should be jumping up and down if you've got like a quality central, two quality central defenders, because Mustafi is a brick. See, Socrates is all right. See, if you partner Socrates with a good defender, it's all right. So Mustafi is a brick. Holding is average. Christian is done. So I think they just need a proper central defensive partner, man. I told you, look, man, Usman Dembele, man, he's like, guys, like, watch him. Let him stay fit, no major injuries, but I think that he should definitely be watched very closely. Usman Dembele should be watched very, very closely indeed, man. Oh yeah, he got into Chelsea. You now have to really look deep at this. Now, Higuain to Chelsea. Higuain is an upgrade on both Giroud and Morata. That's a standard. But I think people's excitement of that has to be coupled on one. Why is this? You see, if you're getting the Higuain from Napoli days, Chelsea can win the Premier League. If it's that Higuain from the Premier League days, Chelsea can win the Premier League. It's a Higuain of AC Milan who literally just scored yesterday. So he is declining. He isn't the Higuain from years ago, specifically the Higuain who broke the goal scoring record in the Serie A for Napoli. So and he did it on the why I didn't do why didn't I put 2-2? He did it on the Sarri. He broke the record under flipping Sarri. How did I forget about that? So yeah, no, that is interesting. But Higuain coming into no, it's not gonna work. Mm-mm. It's like if he's the only striker available, you roll with it because you can't have Giroud as a main striker now. Nah, like you're winning, you're not winning a league with Giroud as a main striker. So I think for he going to Chelsea, it's good, but it's not anything to get excited about. But it's a step in the right direction because 100%. If that is the only strike that can be got in this month's window, 100%, go for that because he is just better than Giroud, and I think he would perhaps work better with Hazard and so forth. Whether it was that Giroud can then come off the bench. So yeah, let me head over to this super chat. Hey, do 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 do. So yeah, Dean Classic man, thank you for your super chat. So Dean Classic gives us HH. Do you think Maurizio Pochettino lacks ambition? Interesting. Thank you very much for the super chat there, Dean Classic. Does Maurizio Pochettino lack ambition? That's let me think. I mean, that's a question that I can't really rush into because don't be so quick to be like, yeah, he lacks an ambition. Obviously, because how can I imagine who is this good being doing so well, not really want to now move over to a bigger club? I think that's what you mean because 100% Pochettino doesn't want to take Tottenham to the next level. That's why he said what he said in his pre-match analysis. He's in a difficult situation, which is why I think it is wrong for people to look at his situation from outside and say, "Oh my gosh, you lack ambition. Why aren't you vying for that Real Madrid job and everything?" Because the situation is in. Imagine if you're in Pochettino's situation right now. You're pretty much you've pretty much built one of the best Tottenham teams. So maybe they don't won trophies or anything, but as far as achievements within the league, football played, the profile of the club performance-wise, this is arguably one of the best Tottenham teams that there's ever been. And he's been behind that. And you've pretty much created that. And remember, and if you're in this position and you are able to deliver a trophy you're able to wait it out and deliver a trophy for this team, that trophy would mean far more than earning a trophy for a Real Madrid or a Barcelona. So, and my belief is that I believe he does have ambition for Tottenham, and I think even deeper, 100%, I really believe that he wants that Real Madrid job. But as much as he wants it, I think he's waiting to see what Levy does. He's waiting to see what Levy does. Because I think if Levy doesn't really give him that cheddar that he feels that he deserves based on what he's done, then he's out of it. Then he will take the Real Madrid job. Because for the United job, I don't think that's realistic, and I don't think he'll do that to Tottenham. But if Real Madrid come with a real offer in the summer, and Levy doesn't show the financial support that Pochettino needs, Pochettino will walk and he will become the manager of Real Madrid, 100% sure. And I think Real Madrid, knowing that Solari is obviously a dud, I think they have their eye. They've got their eye on people, but I think they've got a very strong, close eye on Pochettino. So for leaving, man, you best be very, very careful, bro. Um, Thanks for the question, bro, and thanks for the super chat. Um, so send in those questions, bro. Send in those questions there. Um, do. Continue. Brick watch. Poch is gone. Oh yes, the brick door is coming. Relax, the brick door is coming. So what's happening? I am drawing up the short list. I will be announcing the short list of the brick door. Okay, so remember the big one is brick of the year. We have the coaching brick of the year. Um most improved brick. So they are coming, and I might even try and do like a brick 11. I'll try and do a brick 11 of 2018. So it's coming. Don't worry, it is coming. It's on its way. It is coming. So I'm just trying to work out the shortlist, a few kings here and there, and then the brick door thing will officially be announced. Um, so yeah, 50 million for Callum Wilson. But you see, people say 50 million. 50 million is not really that crazy because this is 50 million in 2018. Even though I still feel that one guys, Liverpool managed to coerce Barcelona to pay 150 million for Coutinho. Do you know how like anybody who opens their mouth and tells me that Coutinho is anywhere near worth anywhere in the region of 150, 140 million, I'm sorry, I question your football knowledge. So actually, that's just one of the greatest finesses in history. What Liverpool were able to do to Barcelona to get them to pay 140 for flipping Coutinho, for me is complete and utter madness, man. Um, um, yeah, a debate between me, DT, and Terry. Yeah. I will be doing a few things with Terry. Don't worry, man. Don't worry, bro. So what do you think Bayern's team will be in the next 5 to 6 years? For me, it's very much dependent on who the manager is. If they have faith in Niko Kovac, I do think that I think it's going to be a very different team. I think for Kovac, I think when he came in, he had a lot of faith in the old guard, and I think he wanted to lean upon the old guard. But I think as he's been seeing them struggle, I do feel that Kovac is like, look, man, I need you to back me for a complete revamp. And I think the very existence of Hudson-Odoi is that. So, but I think the big change I think we're going to see from Bayern in the next 5 to 6 years is the wing threat is going to be different. Because I think Bayern and what they were predicated upon in the Robin Ribery era was their wide threat. So perhaps what you're going to see is perhaps a much more inventive, creative midfield. Maybe what you'll see are more old school wingers. Because when you look at Gnabry, Coman, and if they get to Hudson-Odoi, they are more throwback classic way wingers. And you're obviously going to now, and I think the big thing is who takes over Lewandowski in the striking role. And of course, you'll be seeing, I don't know whether Sule has the quality to step up, but obviously it's like who replaces Hummels and Boateng. And for me, Kimmich is going to be huge. I think Kimmich in the next 4, 5, 6 years, I think could become one of the most valuable players in the world because this guy can play about 5, 6, 7 positions. He can play on the flank, either in midfield or defense. He can play central defense. He can play right in the midfield. He's good at goal scoring. The guy can do everything. So I think Bayern is definitely going to transition away from the inside forward and perhaps move more into a more midfield heavy kind of team. So I just think that they'll probably invest in getting a really top tier one midfielder that will help really define their teams. I think what has defined their team was Robin and Ribery with Lewandowski in there. But I think That's not going to change into a midfielder going to be huge. And again, I don't know how. I mean, the Hammers we see for Colombia, did we ever see him at club level? That's the thing. Like, I think Hammers has really, really underperformed at club level. And I wouldn't I wouldn't say that he's overrated. I just feel like similar to Patrick Mboma. I just think internationally he's really good. Club wise, um, flop maybe. Um, so thoughts on transfer rumors: Frankie De Jong to Barca or City? I heard that Barcelona have actually clinched that deal. Um, so if you're Frankie De Jong, you could. I mean, Barcelona is a huge thing to go to. But then Barcelona or Man City. For me, who would need him more? Who would need him more? Because I think that Arthur is going to develop into a really good player. I think Arthur is going to hold down that midfield position. But I suppose Busquets is getting a bit old. Vidal, he's obviously on the wrong side of 30 as well. And I think people are just monitoring Rakitic. Because again, Rakitic was always a guy who I feel that is slightly a bit undervalued. But the more and more I see of him, I'm saying that, you know what, Rakitic, like, he's good, a really good player, but you can do better. So I think Barcelona are saying to themselves that, you know what, maybe Frankie De Jong is an improvement on what we have with homeboy Rakitic. Man City, David Silva is getting a bit old. Fernandinho. So I do think that for City, maybe they're looking at him and like, all right, because remember, City don't really have like an Arthur equivalent. But I mean, they have it in Fernandinho, but Fernandinho is much more of an all-encompassing midfielder, and I think he he needs somebody to help him in that midfield and help to complement him. Maybe Frankie de Jong will be a nice complementary figure for him. Um, all right, let's go right down here. All right, another super chat, man. What's up? Another super chat right here. Let's see what's up. So this is from JJ Samuel. African 11 versus World 11 match. Gonna be tough. The World 11 would win. But as I did in my video, that African front line is pretty tasty. Let me be real with you. An African 11. Because again, if you take the Ajax keeper, I've forgotten what his name is. Hakimi right back. So Hakimi on one flank, Uri on one flank. You've got Koulibaly and Bailly in defense. You've got Partey. You've got Mahrez. You've got Naby Keita. You've got Salah, Mane, and flipping Aubameyang. You know, I think Africa 11 could say something to the World 11. I think they could say a few things. And if I could resurrect Stephen Keshi from the dead and make him the manager, I think Africa 11 could do it. Just that the World 11. I mean, you're going to have Messi there. You're going to have Neymar there. Probably have Van Dijk there with probably Varane. You know, you're going to have Kante there. So wait, to be honest, Kante, Pogba, all these people should actually be on the Africa 11. Let's just be real. But I do think that, you know, as much as it pains me to say, I feel the World 11 would eventually win because, I mean, they can have a front three of Messi, Hazard, Neymar, or Messi, Neymar, and Cristiano. I mean, that would be too much for Koulibaly and Bailly to take. But you know what? Why don't they? When I was growing up back in the 90s, I remember in Nigeria they used to do these matches quite a lot. They used to do Europe 11 v World 11, World 11, and I remember, and again, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe there was an Africa 11 v Europe 11, and I believe the Africa 11 won 2-1. Now, fact check this for me. But I believe an Africa 11 defeated the Europe 11. Remember this, the Africa 11 in the 90s, you had Weah, you had Abedi Pele, you had flipping Yeboah, you had Okocha, you had Umboma. So oh man, Africa in the 90s, they were hype, man. They were hype, So yeah, man, we need more of those in there, man. All right, another super chat here. This is from Sir Dragon. Bring back Juju Man the goat. Juju Man is he'll be back. I just think that he had a bit of a disagreement with Hazen, but like I spoke with him on everything, and no, he'll be back. So Juju Man will be back in the hangout on Sunday. Don't worry, man. I'm holding my guy down. So yeah, thank you for the super chat there, Mr. Sir Dragoon. Um, and thanks for the super chat as well, JJ Samuel. And another super chat here from CFC Anuj. Thank you, boy. What the F is wrong with Marina? We rejected the Barca offer. Um, Marina is stupid. If she's the one behind this, you're being an idiot. Whoever is behind rejecting that deal, whether it's Marina or someone else, you're a flipping moron. Because 50 million for William plus Malcolm is not a deal you reject. And something tells me that I think Sarri is behind it. Because something tells that Sarri is really stubborn. Because I think it's a very Italian thing where loyalty, but loyal to a fault. Well, no, this is my team. I stand behind my team, and I will show faith in my team, and I will not change my team and everything. And I'm like, William is good. William has no business being in a top team anymore. He has no business being in a top team anymore. And I've not seen it a lot from Malcolm. But from what I've see the thing is that I'm not saying enough from Malcolm, but from what I've seen of him, I'm like, oh no, this guy looks pretty good. But the key thing about it, the key swinger is his age. He's younger. So he has a greater upside. So he has more improvement for him. So I get you wanting experienced players. But I think experience can be overstated. And I think people can lean towards experience far too much. Experience is cool. Of course it's cool. Quality means more. It should always, 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 always be meritocracy. That's how I feel. It should always be a meritocracy. That is how things should roll. So, I mean if that is real, that you rejected 50 million plus Malcolm for William. I mean, the stupidity of Chelsea knows no bounds, man. Rank your current top five teams to win the Champions League. I'll go from 1 to 5. Number 1, Barcelona. As in people, for me, I just think that first, I think it's because of Messi, and I think that front three is clicking. So 1, I'll say Barcelona. 2, Man City. 3, Juventus. 4, I'll throw in a wild card. Porto, FC Porto. I'll throw in them in as a wild card, and 5, Liverpool. Liverpool. So those are the ones that, and I think, and I get why people say Barcelona and everything, but I don't know. What if that front three works? What if they get it together? I know that defense is very dodgy. That midfield is iffy. Busquets is showing his age. Vidal is showing his age. Probably that's why Barcelona are so keen to get Frank de Jong, because I think they may need some young bodies in there to help out them. But Messi sign, like Messi, if the guy's on point, nah. And also, I think that they've got an unfinished business. I think the manner in which they went out to Roma, especially because that match keeps on getting played on Twitter and so forth. I think there is an aggression. Maybe they don't want to be too just, but I think there's definitely an aggression and a determination for Barcelona to try and win it this year. What are you guys saying? Sarri's been found out. I think that's too easy to say. Oh, so this dude says, Richard says, it's Malcolm plus 15 million, which equals 50 mil. Oh, okay. Even if it's that, still take the bloody deal, man. Why not? Um, Actually, no, no. I mean, that sounds weird. Okay, I mean, someone fact checked that. I believe it was 50 mil plus William. Um, so thoughts on Lazio president rejecting 160 mil for Milinkovic Savic, and do you think he'll get a big move in the future? That has to be a lie. There is no way in hell Lazio rejected 160 mil for Milinkovic Savic because fact newsflash Lazio, you're going nowhere fast. You're not winning the Serie A anytime soon. You're not winning the Champions League or a Europa League anytime soon. And Milinkovic Savic was not going to lead you to winning anything on those 160 mil. You can buy four, five, six really good players. So if that is true, and also who's that from? But still, 160 mil for Milinkovic Savic, sell the flipping dude, man. That is a great flipping deal. I mean, you don't have a flipping Messi or a Neymar on you, so come on, bro. Um, or another super chat, man. This is from CFC Anuj. Um, when Hazard retires, he will be when Hazard retires, he will be the best of all time. No, I don't think he'll be the best of all time. It's hard to say. If Hazard goes with the way, I think if Hazard remains at Chelsea, the way things are at Chelsea, I think he'll just be remembered as a really good player and perhaps like as a cult favorite. But I don't think he'll be remembered as a true legend because I just think that he's having to do too much. If he moves to like let's say a PSG or a vastly improved, revamped Real Madrid, I think that there's a strong chance for Hazard to be remembered as one of the best players of his generation. But I don't think he'll be remembered fondly if he remains at Chelsea being the one-man team. No, I don't think he will. So I think he needs to leave if he wants to be appreciated more. Um, you see, I think so. You said Dortmund. The reason when I didn't really go for Dortmund is see that Dortmund Tottenham game. I mean that thing can go 50-50, man. As much as I think that game can go 50-50, I think Dortmund are really, really focused on the league. I think for me that is their priority right now. Speaking of which, guys, I cannot wait for February 12th. I mean, because every single time, like I just keep on checking because I always go and go. I'm like, okay, wait, when do we get back? Actually, I love La Liga, I love Premier League, I love Syria, I love all this stuff, man. But guys, man, the Champions League is see that's when it gets real. The Champions League is when it gets 1000% fully real, 100% real. So, like, bro, I can't wait. I cannot wait for that, man. Belida. Belida. Um, Ericsson, interesting from my J Sports. Ericsson. Um, Ericsson isn't leaving in this window. And he wants. But Tottenham needs to be very wary. And this is where your boy Daniel Levy comes in. Barcelona would 100% sure to go for Ericsson. Ericsson would vastly improve. Okay, so not vastly improve. I think Ericsson would improve and would be a great fit for Barcelona. And I think, you see, what Barcelona wants from Coutinho, I think, is what they'll get from Ericsson. I think they'll get that from Ericsson, i.e., we need a really smart player on the ball, great at passing, nice creative mind, and can give you that little through ball here and there. I think that's what they need from him. Another guy who just runs into traffic like Coutinho tends to do. So, and for Tottenham, you don't want to lose Ericsson. I think Ericsson is slipping into a pocket where he's really see now. Remember what I said about I think it was William. The thing for Ericsson, man, where we've not yet seen the best of Ericsson. We haven't yet seen the best of us. Ericsson can be undoubtedly, unquestionably the best number 10 in the world. Not Ozil. Ericsson, if he wants to, can be the best number 10 in the world. I'm not sure whether you guys know this is chin chin, a Nigerian snack. Really nice Nigerian snack. So next time, if ever you guys go to Nigeria, ask for chin chin. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Um, Look, man, there's very few things in this world that is better than Nigerian food. Man, Nigerian food is one of the best things in the world. Um, Looking through your things. Um, Giorgio better than Van Dyke. Um, I don't. Let's be real. Okay, look, I feel. Look, let's just be real. Van Dyke is one of the best defenders in the world, right? Right. I mean, he's tops. I believe Van Dyke is truly tops. So, um, let me just. I think Van Dijk is. For me, I as of right now, I would say Van Dijk is better than Kellini, but I think overall, career wise, Kellini is still top dog. And the thing with Van Dijk is that look, man, Liverpool fans, let him earn his stripes. Let Van Dijk earn his stripes. Kellini has earned his stripes in spades. Godin has earned his stripes in spades. Just earn your flipping stripes, and that's it. That's all we ask for. Just to earn your flipping stripes, man. Um. Oh no, no. Hey, look, I know, I'm way behind. Can Barcelona beat Man City? Um, Barcelona beats Man City. No, no, they can, but would they? I am not too sure. I think that defense of Barcelona's, as much as Barcelona's attack would hurt City and how Barcelona would be able to keep possession just as well as Man City would, I think that the speed that City would have in the attack in Sterling and Sane, I told you, man, you're operating with a Piqué is a living and breathing brick. You're operating with a living and breathing brick. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just like, nah, I know I can't co-sign on that dude, man. Best 10 is David Silva. Best number 10 in the world right now. Messi is arguably a number 10. It's so hard to know what Messi's role is. You could argue that Messi is a number 10, but he's not strictly a number 10. That's I don't know. I have an issue just co-signing that David Silva is the best number 10 in the world. I don't know. Let me I'm just going through all the teams. Is David Silva the best number 10 in the world? Hmm. But changing is great ball. You find Ericsson one dimensional. I don't. I mean, I wouldn't say he's one dimensional. No, for me, I say with Ericsson, I just think that he can he can definitely do a lot more because you're seeing glimpses every single time with Ericsson. I think the thing about him, you just see glimpses of what he can potentially do, and he can potentially do great things potentially. So, any interesting transfer news? Let me see what's happening on Twitter, guys. Oh, come on, turn on, bro. Okay, there you go. Remember, what's also called? We football bank. What's it for? Hope Meets Banter comes in tomorrow. Man, Drift is quite a character, man. So, yeah, okay, so nothing is really Yeah, so nothing yet is really moving on this whole thing. But let me actually more deeper into this whole Willian thing. Oh yeah, so Chelsea rejects Barcelona bid for Willian and offer for the Malcolm. But I just want to just say what is the fees? Yeah, nobody is saying what the fee is. Nobody is saying what the fee is, man. Interesting. Oh, I think I've got another. Oh yeah, another super chat, man. Thank you, bro. So from Dean Classic. Um, will AC Milan ever return to take its rightful place? Short term, no. Long term, potentially. In the next 3 or 4 years, no. Like no. I don't see that big turnaround because the thing about it is that you see with United, as much as United are struggling, the brand name is still very strong. The AC Milan brand name is not as strong as Man United. So United will, as much as United will struggle, they'll never go fully struggle based on just how healthy that brand name is. The AC Milan brand name worldwide just is not as strong as them. So it's gonna still be tough for them to have that the same allure and attraction for players like United or Real Madrid have. 10 years, we could be in a very different world in 10 years' time. I think in 10 years' time, you may find a businessman or someone who had an affinity. Because, for instance, let's say I became filthy rich in 10 years' time and I had, like, let's say, like 100 million spare. I would actually invest some in AC Milan based on because AC Milan was one of the first teams that I really liked based on George Weah. You know, like a Nigerian dude looking at as an African player win a World Player Award. That was huge for me. And I was like, man, that's why I bought the AC Milan jersey and everything because of George Weah. So AC Milan does have a close place to my heart as a Nigerian and so forth with what George Weah did. So I would invest in them. And I think there are a lot of people with my story of like, no man, AC Milan, that red and black jersey, there's something special about it, you know. So yeah, short term, nope. Long term, probably. All right, let me just see whether I've missed anything around, anything around. My baby, hold on, you baby, hold on. You know it's my baby, hold on. Oh, Emperor Mohammed, thank you very much for the super chat things. Thank you very much. Bro, I don't even know whether I can even. So I just finished the Surviving R. Kelly documentary today, man. As in nightmarish. Absolute nightmares. Like just a nightmare. Like it's literally horrific to watch. As in there's nothing I can put into words just how messed up that documentary is. But when you watch it, it takes a strong person to still have anything to do with R. Kelly after you watch that documentary because it's sickening. It's like there were times where I wanted just to throw up. When you just think of the stuff that he's alleged of doing that he most likely did because we all knew it, it would make you actually want to. I mean, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Um, if PSG get knocked out in the quarterfinals, then Neymar has to leave PSG. If he does that, he's a pussy. For like Neymar, you have to deliver the Champions League to PSG. Let me be real with you. I don't think this will happen. I don't think PSG will ever win the Champions League. If Neymar manages to win the Champions League with PSG, I feel he would have had one up over Messi. I feel he would. Because Neymar is the guy. And this team is totally 100% built around him. And he's coming in as a new guy, coming in new to try and deliver them a Champions League. So I think If Neymar delivers a thrill, if he delivers a thrill to these dudes, I mean, we would have to really talk about him and really relate to him in a different sense. I mean, when we would have to, we'd most definitely have to. Who is the most overrated player right now? Then the most overrated players of right now. Um, in some circles, I'll probably say Coutinho. I'll probably say, I mean, it might probably be Coutinho, man. Pulisic or Hudson-Odoi. The fact of the matter is that I've not actually seen a lot of Hudson-Odoi. Let's just be real. Like for me, Hudson-Odoi is all based off what we saw in preseason and what we've seen him do through the season and everything. But I've not actually seen a lot of Hudson-Odoi. But if I had to pick, I would say Pulisic because I've just seen more and more of him, and I've seen him play a larger amount of games at a high level. So between both of them, because Hudson-Odoi is still unproven, that's just what makes it so risky. We don't know what he can really do over a large period of time. So if it was me and you give me that decision now, yeah, I'd go with Pulisic over Hudson-Odoi, 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 Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, that's how it's spelled. Changing. I believe so. I believe that's how it's spelled. I change it. Do you think Pulisic can fit in Chelsea because he's very direct? And I think that's what shows a smart man there. He is direct, and he fits in very well in Dortmund's system, which makes you pause for thought because Sarri's system isn't very direct. It's much more about intricate passing. It's a passing strategy rather than a counter-attacking, forward-moving, direct strategy. Um, so much more about shorter passes, shorter, quicker passes. Can Pulisic walk in there? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. It's almost as if like I think Willian would work really well in Dortmund's system, but just not as well as how Pulisic would work well in there. Um, but I do believe that and this is the same thing that I said with Dembele and Valverde. Even and this just shows you how you can be a coach and a real manager and manage situations. As in, if you see Pulisic and Sarri says, "Oh no, this guy is a great quality talent, but not fully fitting into my system," you have to readjust things, and just say, you know what, let me try and just use his qualities, and maybe his qualities can help change me and force me to tweak my system in order for us to be effective. Um, all right, let's see. Um, Let me scroll up. A lot of messages here, man. So again, apologies if I miss any of your questions there. All right, another super chat, man. Thank you very much here to Emperor Hamid. Marquisio 2014 to 2016 was a top three midfielder for me. What about you? No, he wasn't. I think Marquisio was underrated, very underrated, and I think that if Marquisio wasn't injured as much, I do think that Marquisio would have been one of the top attacking midfielders out there. But in 2014 to 2016, top three midfielders. Now let's think about this: 2014 to 16. 2014, that's when Germany won the. That's when they won the World Cup. Schweinsteiger was perhaps top three midfielder then. 2014 was also when Real Madrid won. I believe that's just when they won their first Champions League. So I'd put in Modric in there as well. 2015, 2016. So I'd have Schweinsteiger, you'd have Modric, and you'd actually have Iniesta in there. You'd actually have Iniesta in there. Who did they play? Yeah, I mean, I Pirlo. You're gonna Marquise over. I mean, come on, Andrea. No, not gonna come on. So, Andrea, Modric, Schweinsteiger. I think you would argue that they were like the top three during that 2014 to 2016 era. But Marquisio was the issue with Marquisio was he got injured too many times. Marquisio for me was a very, very underrated midfielder. The guy was really, really quality. I think that because I think because remember he did play for Italy in that opening game against England. But I don't know whether he played in the Uruguay game. But yeah, no. He was really good at breaking from midfield. Really good at breaking from midfield. But again, I don't know how much credit I can give him because he didn't really play enough over a large period of time. Um, let's see what you guys are doing, man. Also, I don't hate Coutinho. And the funny thing is that whenever I just say I don't think a player is that good, why does it go straight to I hate that player? That really has never really made any sense to me. All right, guys, I think I'm about to head off soon, man. We've been going for over an hour, man. So I've given you guys an hour worth of stuff, but let me just answer a few more questions. So again, if you want to send any questions, send them now before I have to the parts, man. When will the next big tactical change be in for football? Probably next 5 years. I think it's slowly coming. I think it's slowly coming. I think something new is coming, but I would say we probably have another 4 or 5 years of this very midfield heavy um, era that we're in. So I think next 5, 6 years, you're going to see a massive change. Um, what team are you a fan of? I am a complicated Chelsea fan, and of course, for better for worse, I have to follow my Nigerian boys here and there. So that's where it is. But I do admire other teams and how they do. I admire the Dortmund philosophy. I admire the PSG arrogance. Um, Martial or Mane? Um, Martial. As much as I love Mane and everything, I think Martial is a cold-blooded player. you know, Martial is a really cool. Like Martial is a guy who can really just be an elite star. Like you can build your team around like a Martial. Um, let's see, Chloe Cruz. Thoughts on Cancelo? No, very good. Jao can't Cancelo. I think Jao Cancelo is one of Juve's best players. Like the amount of stuff that he's doing in that midfield, the touches he has, how much he carries the ball, the amount of time he has on the ball. I think that dude is one of Juve's best players. I think him and Bentancur, I think are two really quality players. When you put a player in chief or guard, no one yet has deserved that title. No one. I mean, Messi is coming close to that title, but I don't think I've not seen a player yet who I think deserves to go in that whole chief or guard elite level yet. So nobody's really performing on that high level, man. Um, what you're going to do if Real wins Champions League the fourth time? That's not happening. There is a 0%, sorry, there is a minus 50% chance of Real Madrid winning the Champions League a fourth time in a row. There is no way it's happening. No, like, no, like, I won't even entertain that notion. There is no way in hell, no way Real Madrid will win four in a row. It's no way, no way. Like I'm not entertaining or discussing that in any point at all.